Everybody, it's me, Katrina. I am doing my first video with my new camera. It's the Sony Alpha A5100. Brain fart for a second. I'm excited. I like the way it looks and all that stuff. It has like a flip up screen so I can see myself. I see myself right above the lens, right? I see me. I see me. So it makes it easy to make sure I'm in frame and all that stuff. Oh, and yeah, I got a tripod for my camera. So that helps. Today, I am going to be doing an informative video for any of you that are interested in eyelash extensions. I've been getting them done for, I would say, since April of 2014, and I'm addicted. I'm addicted, let's just say that. This is my makeshift list of what I'm talking about here. So if you're wondering what I'm looking down at, that's this bad boy right here. I don't have a normal notebook. I couldn't find one. I was too lazy. A lot of you, I've noticed whenever people have seen, I'll get a close-up. Like, you can see, these aren't real. They're not false lashes to where they're glued on, like a strip, but they're individual lashes glued to my lashes. Great description, Katrina. I'm basically just going to get into it because a lot of people have asked me questions, and I know a lot of people have asked the woman that does my extensions, they ask her the same things. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to make it so simple. I'm just going to do a video on all the information that I could give about lash extensions. I'm going to start off with the most important thing. I always get the question, do they fall out? Or how often do I have to get a fill or whatnot? I will say yes, of course they fall out. You have a natural lash fallout cycle. Both eyes, of course. It's just like your hair. Your hair grows, individual follicles fall out, and so yeah, you have to get fills and all that stuff. It's us, people in hair, our hair. So again, our eyelashes, like the hair on our head, falls out over time. When your natural lash falls out, the extension that is glued onto it will fall out too. That's just how it is. They're a team for the most part. So there's something called a 2-week fill, which mainly ranges in time between 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending in that little bracket. If it takes that long, that's a 2-week fill. Generally, at least with somebody who is more lenient on their prices and the time in which you take until you book your next appointment. And then the 3-week fill, which would be more between the 1.5 to 2 or 2.5 hours. Price range wise, it just varies. It varies from place to place. You can find Groupons, and you can find people who do it out of their home and all that stuff. The person that I get mine done from, her base price for the first set, for me at the time, she was building her clientele, so it was 100, and now I think it's like 120 to 150. It really depends, but she does an amazing job. Very, very detail oriented. It's fantastic. I'm hooked on these things. It's a problem. I just have to pay for 2-week fills, 40, and for 3-week fills, 60. Again, it just depends with time. Like, some people can go on for 3 to 4 weeks and only have to do a 2-week fill because their lash cycle is the way that it is, or they have that, I don't know, it just varies from person to person, blah blah blah, all that stuff. So that's fills and cost. The first set that you get can range, it depends again on how many lashes you naturally have. It's not safe for them to put more than one lash on one lash. However many lashes you have, that's how many lashes they put on your eyes. Depends on if one eye has more lashes than the other and they try to make it even. Or there are some people out there who, on each lash, they put an extension, regardless if one eye has more lashes than the other. Then it looks kind of funny. I'm just going to say the first set ranges between an hour and a half to 3 hours. Again, depends on how many lashes you have. Also depends on how quick the glue dries and all that stuff. The tools that they use are tweezers. The tweezers are always pointed. Like, They're scary looking, but I think it's worth it. If you go into Google and you type in lash extension tools, it'll pop up. It'll show you the different tools that they use and all that stuff. So you'll get what I'm talking about. There are different types of glues. There are the types of glues that are more sensitive for the sensitive eyes. But even the most sensitive glues for the most sensitive eyes could still cause an allergic reaction to the adhesive, which then that is a case where extensions are not an option. Unless you do happen to get lucky and you do happen to find someone who has a certain glue that you don't react to, that's great. That is fantastic. But I do have a friend, she can't get extensions anymore. Her eyes are it's so sensitive to any of the glues they use. Now we'll get into sizes and curl types and all that stuff, like thickness and length. There are 4 types of curls. There's a J curl, there's a B curl, there's a C curl, and there's a D curl. I get the C curls. J curls are like straight. It's not much of a curl. They say it's more for like Asian eyes, Asian lashes, all that stuff. They stick out far and they don't have much curl and they can straighten over time and it doesn't look that great. At least not on me. That's what I've noticed, not on me. B curl, it's still a little bit straight, has a little bit of curl, it's just, it's in between. I wear C curls. I don't know if you can tell, but I have mascara on them. I'll explain about that later, but they curl pretty nicely. Those are basically can almost fit on every type of lash. It just depends. D curl, really curled, really, really curled. I have not seen anybody with D curl lashes. I don't really think they would set well for most people unless you have a naturally really curled lash that doesn't go straight. Like even when you get it wet, it's still like whoop. D curls are great, but other than that, C curls or lower. The thickness, it can range from 0.06 millimeters to 0.3 millimeters. Depends how natural you want the lash to look. And I like thicker lashes. I'm just like, boom. That's what I like. Lengths can go from 8 millimeters to, I'm only saying it goes up to 17 millimeters because that is the longest that I wear. I'm pretty sure they could probably make longer ones. Not many people want that glam, really big lash look. Either it's pretty good amount of glam, which is why 17s work really well. And of course it staggers. Mine stagger from 17s to I think she said 10s or 11s, something like that. So it creates like a flare effect. And then there's other girls who have like a lot of the long ones up to the inner. So it's just like, like I said, varies from person to person. But length and thickness helps with it looking glam or natural. That's literally it, I think. Oh, right, mascara. So normally they say not to wear mascara, but it is okay if it's not waterproof. I wear mascara just on the tips of my lashes because they're so long, they flutter in the wind. It's not a fun thing for me. It's just so ultimately I take some mascara and I make them stick together. Anyway, that's that video. Hopefully it helped you out a little bit. Remember, yes, the eyelashes do fall out. I don't really know what time of day it is for you right now when you're watching this, but I hope it's fantastic for you. Bye, you guys. I love you all. Mwah.